I've been watching him for ages and really like him. But typical, as I've come to do this video today that I've been looking forward to doing, he's signed a new contract at Plymouth. It's Mike Cooper, and he's come through their youth team. I'm assuming he's a fan of theirs because he's been at the club 14 years. But he's just signed a new deal with them till 2025. He were out of contract in 2024, so it's not out of the realms of possibility that we can get him. Plymouth aren't a cash-rich club. You know, you offer them £2 million, they'd struggle to knock that back.
Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
Stop
that. Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and we are proudly sponsored by Action Coach Sheffield. If you're a growing business and you want support to continue that growth, like I am hoping to achieve, they are the people to speak. We are also sponsored by VMB Auto Centres in Handsworth. If your vehicle needs any work whatsoever doing to it, they are the people to speak to in that regard. And if you quote the word ramble when you book your appointment, you'll get a 10% discount. So thank you to them. If anybody else wants to sponsor the channel, the details are here because this is recorded. This is a recorded ramble. And there's a reason for that. And just to sort of cards on the table like we tend to do. So I have been struggling recently with my mental health, and I think it's important to talk about it. It's not going to be a big speech, don't worry, we will get to the football, but I just think it's very important that people recognize or try and recognize when they're going downhill a little bit. And the thing for me was the way I was reacting to things was a little bit out of character. So, and like catastrophizing things and overthinking. So I've just taken a couple of days out from social media. This usually would be a live. I'm not, obviously, it's a recorded version, so I can just get it done, edit it, and then I'm hoping to be back for match day on Saturday. I will be at the game. I took a break. I was going to go to the Wrexham game with my dad, but I took a break instead and went away with the family for a day. So, yeah, I just need to reset a little bit. And I think it's important for everybody to recognize that we all have different pressures and we all have different breaking points. Thank you to everybody that's reached out and sent me messages or just well wishes. I will be absolutely fine. And just I hope everybody out there is too. So there's nothing wrong with taking a little pause every now and again to reset yourself and hopefully sort of reassess your priorities. So it's important for me that I did that. Now, back to the football. As you saw there on before even the intro, I've been banging on about Michael Cooper for a long time. And it's not just about, look, I've wanted this, I've wanted this. We have needed a solid #1 goalkeeper for such a long time. Since Dean Henderson left, obviously Aaron Ramsdale had that fleeting period where he was very poor for us for a long time. And then just as he started to become an asset, refused to play. Well, that's a different story. But Dean Henderson was the last solid, reliable goalkeeper in terms of a statement position. And that's no disrespect to Wes Foderingham. I think it's clear, and I've been honest on the ramble all the way through, that I didn't think Wes was quite the level to step up to the Premier League. I thought it was a decent and had a very good season the season we got promoted in terms of going up to the Premier League. But I don't think he's a long-term Premier League solution. He's currently third choice at West Ham. And I wish him all the best. I don't like the fact that he did all the Bible verses and things like that about Sheffield United and, you know, cloak and dagger messages on Instagram. But he's gone. He did a good job for us while he was here, so we wish him well. We've tried our best to replace Dean Henderson since he left. And I'm not saying that Michael Cooper is the next Dean Henderson. They're huge shoes to fill. But it's a permanent signing. It's a bargain signing. absolute bargain of a signing. I cannot believe the fee that we've got him for. Yes, he was in the last year of his contract, but this kid is well known to be, certainly now, one of the best goalkeepers outside the Premier League, if not the best. And he's ours. He's ours on a permanent deal. And I think we have to just take a step back, like we've talked about, which is important, and reflect on how good this window has been. And that's down to Chris Wilder. That's down to the board. That's down to the owner, Prince Abdullah, all being on the same page, like we talked about, the need to have that communication, that support. Wilder's looked frustrated at times in pre-season, and I'm sure he has been. Doesn't necessarily mean it's always been at the board, by the way. It might have just been we got so close to one deal getting done, and it didn't quite get done. But I am absolutely delighted that Mike Cooper's coming in. And this would be a perfect time to sort of say, well, where is everybody? Where's all the Wilder haters? Where's Chirac? Where's David Webster? All the people that we all know and love. Look, it's not a time for that, is it? It's not a time for that. It's a time for, why can't we all just be pleased as a united fan base that everything's starting to come together a little bit? And, well, a lot. Let's be right. I'm absolutely over the moon with this signing. And look, I mean, he was touted. He were there at the game, weren't he, the other night? And we'll come on to that game. It was touted that Jesran Raksaki is on his way. I believe there's still a few minor details to iron out. And listen, by the time you get this video tonight, it may well already be done. But he's going to be another huge addition to our team. The Championship has been chasing this lad. Southampton, who are now in the Premier League, wanted this lad, and we've got him. What a pull and what a sell job Chris Wilder has done on the club. Cannot be lost on anyone. I have never been more proud to be president of the Chris Wilder fan club than I am today. We said from the start, or my opinion was, that he was the man to lead this rebuild. And look at what we've got now. Look at what we've got. I spoke to somebody very high up in the club recently. And I was saying, yeah, it's brilliant. All this business that we're getting done, Cooper on his way in, Raksaki on his way in. We just need one or two more now, and we're done. And they said to me, where else do we need to strengthen now? And look, I could be really picky, and I could say left wing. I could say get a bit more depth, maybe at right back or in centre midfield or whatever we want to do. But it's being greedy now, isn't it? Anything else that happens, I feel, is going to be a bonus after Raksaki arrives. And I say that knowing that there's discussions for other players to come in. There's still twists and turns. It's a transfer window. We've seen what's happening over in my side of Yorkshire with Leeds United. Archie Gray gone, Somerville gone. Now it looks like Rutter gone. And they've gone from being HMS walk the league, let's say, to, oh my God, we're not even going to get promoted. How is a Premier League top 6 level club like Leeds not going to get out of the Championship? So due to the reasons I mentioned at the top, I didn't do a debrief on Wrexham, which I'd planned to do originally. And then I thought, no, I'll just park it and just take a breather for a little bit. But I watched the game and I was really, really impressed. Almost everybody, and I say almost, did really well throughout. I include Ivo Gerbic in that. I don't include Koulibaly in that. I thought Koulibaly was very poor, and I don't say that with any joy. I would have liked, we've seen him fleetingly, haven't we, in a Sheffield United shirt, and he's looked okay up to this point. I thought sitting in the two in midfield, just his wayward passing and getting caught in possession so many times, it were really disappointing. The other disappointing thing is, and I know the manager's spoken on, he doesn't like the "we're winning away" chant, and neither do I. Neither do I. I think it's something that it's an ironic chant, isn't it? It's a case of we are so bad and you're losing to us. And that's not really going to motivate our own team, is it? It's more like an ironic chant that, cheers the fans up. And it's completely understandable in a season like last season. But now the manager's asked that we knock it on the head in terms of, look, we can't be chanting stuff like that, because now it's a new team. We want them to think that it's not expected that we get beat. We are expecting to control some of the majority of these teams. The other thing that I didn't like the other night, on that vein, I didn't like the ironic cheers for Gerbic when he was either making a save or, passing it out, controlling it with his feet and getting rid of the ball, whatever it was. It was getting cheered ironically, like, oh my, even Gerbic has made a save and what's happening and all this sort of stuff. It's all right, because people were putting it in our group, and I might have said, if I were with my dad, I might have said, hey, even Ivo's having a decent game here. But you don't do the ironic cheers so the player knows that you're half laughing at him in terms of, oh my God, even you're making a decent save. What's happening to this team? I didn't like it. And I understand it, because people have been frustrated with him and he's come in for a fee and he's expected as, back up to one of the best keepers in the world to have been at least decent for us. And he hasn't really. But if we give the lad a bit of confidence and he continues to play okay in the sporadic appearances that he has for United, then we might get more money for him. If he performs better or becomes strong competition for Michael Cooper, then we might have a decent keeper on our hands. I'm not saying he will be. I just don't. We gain absolutely nothing by slating the lad, by overtly. I mean, I'm not saying people can't have their. This is a platform for everybody's opinion, and this is just my opinion on the chanting. I don't think it helps anybody. So that's just my 2 pence on that. You might have your own say in the comments. You're absolutely welcome to that. That's absolutely fine. I thought, on a more positive note, the absolute standout, and you all know what I'm going to say, Siddy Peck. Siddy Peck was incredible. And I think this is brilliant news for several reasons. People are a little bit nervous that we might get some bids for Hamer, Arblaster. We've said before, just due to the information we've got out of the club, those 2 players, Hamer and Arblaster, are the 2 that we are the most reluctant to sell. We will not sell Hamer or Arblaster without an incredible offer coming in now. There's some rumours about Ipswich coming in for Hamer. Load of rubbish. They're not in for Hamer at all. Arblaster is a blade. I'm sure he'll want to see this season through with us, even if a strong offer came in for him. People are worried that Vinny might go after, again, another season where we were like, me included, saying this lad has to go. And the fact that Siddy Peck now has shown and it's one game, we can't get carried away, but a man of the match performance, he ran the show from midfield. It now takes less pressure. It takes pressure off the club in terms of if we got 35 million tomorrow slapped on the table for Ollie Arblaster and Man United took him, we wouldn't be as scared as we would prior to Siddy Peck's performance the other night. We'd hate it, don't get me wrong. Or same token, Vinny Souza. If somebody comes in and pays 25 million for Vinny Souza, we're more comfortable accepting that offer now, knowing that we've got Siddy Peck next in line. Because my only concern about Siddy is, where does he get in? I'm sure he'll now be probably first off the bench when we need to replace the midfielder. I think he's now put himself well in that conversation. But is he going to get the minutes to help him flourish like Ollie Arblaster got at Port Vale? I'd have liked to still seen him go out on loan if we'd have had that luxury. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Siddy. Another thing that I wanted to touch on, people are worried that Siddy's only got a year's left, allegedly only got a year left on his deal. It's my understanding that we're not to worry about that. Things are ongoing in the background and we're hoping for some really positive news soon. So fingers crossed, that would be some more incredible business. On that note, and you can link these as much as you like because there might be underlying meaning to what I'm saying. On the news of Siddy Peck being in conversations for a new deal, hopefully. It was great to see Reece Norrington-Davies back on the pitch. Love Reece. Huge fan of Reece Norrington-Davies. As you know, I do not know a team now that has more depth. In fact, show me a team in the history of the Championship that has more, and that might be a ridiculous overstatement, But at left back now, we've got Harrison Burrows, we've got Sam McCallum and Reece Norrington-Davies. We've got Harry Boyes also underneath that. You've got to expect Harry Boyes to go out on loan now. Just the depth is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous in that position. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Things are moving along really nicely, really nicely. So I thought Sariki played well the other night. I thought he was very unlucky to get injured. We're still waiting on an update on how long he's going to be out for. Hopefully not too long. I thought Owen Hampson didn't get the praise that he deserved in terms of his performance. I thought he played really well. Louis Marsh, I thought, was a friend of the Ramble. Shout out to Louis Marsh. It was our boy. I thought it was a little bit quiet during spells of the game, but Louis being Louis turned up when he needed to and scored a really important goal. And that were unfortunate in how it played out for Ryan Brewster. Ryan Brewster, who you could see the joy on his face when he crossed the ball and it went in. It's not his goal. It's not his goal. I appreciate people trying to give it to him. And he's the reason it went in. So you can certainly give him an assist. But it wasn't even goal bound. It were a cross that got turned in and it were an own goal. But delighted for Ryan to be involved. He also technically got the assist from the penalty save to Louis Marsh. All these sort of things that you can sort of nudge in his favour. But we just really hope that it turns for Ryan Brewster. There's definitely a player in there. And I haven't given up hope on Ryan yet. Yeah, I still think there's more to come from Ryan Brewster. So it's exciting times to be a United fan. And I appreciate this is the warm-up and we're supposed to be talking about the game against QPR. I'm really excited for it. I'm really, really excited for the QPR game. I think Cooper coming in just throws a little bit of a tweak into my plans as to what we're going to do. I didn't know whether he'd be here in time for the weekend, but we know he is now. So I've got to ask you, what's your team? So this is my team. I think it's what I wanted to say, because I thought they'd earned it, was let's stick with the team that easily saw off Preston. And that's how it was really in my eyes. That's how it were a very professional performance with players playing well, gelling really well together. And I was going to go with the same 11 had Cooper not signed in time. But I thought Adam Davies did well in the game. He kept it neat and tidy, did what he needed to do. But Michael Cooper is a huge upgrade. And as a keeper, you don't necessarily need the same sort of match experience as you do an outfield player to get up to speed. So Michael Cooper comes into my side. But other than that, it's the same side that beat Preston on the opening day. I think the potential of this side, and obviously we're hoping, and again, but at the time of recording, it wasn't done, but that Raksaki is available to come off the bench or certainly make an appearance. Can you imagine that on 70, 80 minutes to come on for Andre Brooks? Absolutely incredible. I want to know what your teams are, whether you play Raksaki from the start. Would you just go with the same 11 and let Davies have a chance to keep his shirt? There's an argument for that as well. Let me know what you think. Did anybody impress you so much? Would you put Peck into this starting 11 this weekend? I don't see it. It's obviously Peck's done enough to play, but Sousa and Arblaster, you can't drop either of them, can you? Because of their own performance against Preston. It's a brilliant problem to have, and I'm delighted that that Wilder's got it, and that's what he wants. He wants them sort of headaches done. So the important thing I want to say from today's video is thank you to everybody that's supported us. If you like what we do and you're not already, then please do subscribe to the channel. It helps in terms of the algorithm, and it'll make sure that you get videos come up on your feed. If you press the notification bell, you'll get a message on your phone or whenever we put out a new video. So that'll be good for you if you like what we do. If you like the video, it gets seen by more people. So that is another huge help to us. So thank you to everybody for all these things that you do to support the channel. We also have a Patreon page where we're looking at exclusive content, and we're going to be upping that in the next few weeks. And thank you to all our Patreon supporters that continue to support the channel and our YouTube Ramblers. Very much appreciated. I'm so excited for the weekend. Cards on the table. I don't know whether we are going to be in Triple Point just before kickoff. I think it's most likely that we're going to be in Triple Point early, who are our match day sponsors. We will be there early doors and likely then at the fan zone that's opening at Bramall Lane, because we're going to go see Matilda Shakes. Shout out to them for inviting us down. Can't wait to see you, because they provide all the music for the Ramble. Match prediction. I am going to go. I'm going big. I think it's going to be 3-0 Blades. I'm riding the wave of positivity, and I'm going 3-0 Blades. So come on, you red and white wizards. Of the Blades.